everyone. Today I'm going to be going over with you the Target D Day 2 notes. So yesterday we did Target D Day 1, which was 45, 45, 90-degree triangles. And now I'm going to teach you about a different type of special right triangle that has its own set of rules, which is 30, 60, 90 triangles. And so when you have a 30, 60, 90 right triangle, you're going to have an angle that is 90 degrees, an angle that is 30 degrees, and an angle that is 60 degrees. And just like every other problem we've started, you're going to start the first problem that you do by labeling all three of your sides. And so your hypotenuse is always across from the right angle. That one's really consistent. And in a 30, 60, 90, you can trust the pictures. So you're going to have to find your short side, and you can just look at your picture and find what the shortest side is. So here's my short side. But in case you're a little skeptical, this is a fact that I'm going to tell you. Your short side is always across from your smallest angle. So in a 30, 60, 90, 30 degrees is obviously the smallest angle you have. And so your short side is always across from your smallest angle. And then your 60-degree angle, the side that we call across from your 60-degree angle, is your long side. It is not your longest side because your hypotenuse is always your longest side, but we have to call it long. We have to call it something, so we're going to call it long. Okay, so that's what happens when your 30-degree angle is at the top of your triangle. Now, when you have over here, I switched where the 30 and the 60 is, but I still can label my sides. So here's my right angle. So my hypotenuse is going to be on this side. Then again, you can either trust your picture or know that your shortest side is across from your 30-degree angle. So my short side is over here. And then by process of elimination, my long side is down here. All right. With that being said, we have our own set of rules. So yesterday's rules only worked for 45, 45, 90-degree triangles. So on your quiz, you need to take a step back and before you start the problem, really look at the angles and decide, do you have a 30, 60, 90, or do you have a 45, 45, 90-degree triangle? So in a 30, 60, 90-degree triangle, the short leg is what we called X. So the short leg is how we find X. And in a 30, 60, 90-degree triangle, the long leg is whatever X is times the square root of 3. And then in a 30, 60, 90 triangle, the hypotenuse is 2 times X. So these are the rules that we're going to use, and make sure for your quiz on Friday that you really know what your rules are. Make sure you use the rules at the appropriate time. The rules that we learned yesterday are only for 45, 45, 90-degree triangles. So make sure you feel comfortable with that. Okay. So now we're going to do an example, and we're going to do the steps very similar to what we did yesterday. So you're going to label all three of your sides. Here's my hypotenuse. So this is my, that was my right angle. So here's my hypotenuse. Then I'm going to go find my short side. My short side is my shortest side. It's also across from my 30-degree angle, which if I'm missing the 30 degrees, since I know I have 90 and 60, that last one must be 30. And then my long side is going to be over here. Alrighty, in order to solve for this, I'm going to do the same thing that I did yesterday. I'm going to go find the piece of information that I was given. I was given that 10 is equal to my hypotenuse. I'm just going to rewrite it. And then I'm going to substitute the word hypotenuse with the rule for the hypotenuse. So let's go find the rule for hypotenuse. In a 30, 60, 90 triangle, the hypotenuse is equal to 2 times X. So let's go replace that. So I know that 10, which is what I was given, is equal to 2 times X. I'm replacing that with the rule. Then I just do a basic algebra to solve for X. X is equal to 5. Now you can't just circle this and move on to the next problem because your short and your long side are different lengths. So now that you have to solve for X though, so now that you have it, go and find your short side. I need to solve for my short side by reading the rule. My short leg is equal to X. So I know that X is equal to 5. And my long side, the rule for that is equal to X times the square root of 3. And I know my X is 5, so it's going to be equal to 5 times the square root of 3.